welcome to another inspiring edition of Live Your Dreams on Star Television. I am Phebean Swill. This is a program that inspires you to live your dreams and not give up in life. Yes, life can be challenging, we know. It's not rosy, it's not easy all throughout. But believe you me, all the successful people in life, they have stories to tell. It didn't come easily. Even those who were born rich, there are challenges they have to face. In this program, we bring to you stories of people who are successful that is meant to inspire and motivate you to not give up on your dreams and say, if Mr. A or Ms. Z can do it, so can I. In today's edition, we're going to be talking to Ada Yang. She's a Sierra Leonean, but now I'll say she's a Chinese because she's living in China and she's married to a Chinese man. She's one of the few Sierra Leonean painters we have, and believe you me, the only Sierra Leonean female painter I know. We're going to talk to her today. She's going to inspire us with her story. Stay with me and be inspired. Beautiful and lovely Ada Yang. Ada, thank you for being a part of this program.
Thank you.
Ada, let's get to start to know you better. Where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Lunsar, that is my best in the hospital.
Okay.
And I grew up in Freetown, Goddage Village.
What's your tribe?
Timni.
Is it both parents, mom and dad?
Yes,
Timni?
yes.
It's not born Timni. Bing. So, you were just born in Lunsar, but then you came to Freetown.
Yes.
That's where you grew up.
Yes.
How was life like growing up as a young woman?
Well, I have to thank God first for the long life and good health. But it wasn't really, it was difficult because I grew up with my stepmommy.
That story is very interesting and we're going to get into it. Let's start with her education, right?
Yes.
Which schools did you attend?
I attend, first of all, Wakam Freetown, I attend Goodrich Rural School. And then my papa been get for transfer me go St. Joseph's Primary School. And then I go St. Joseph's Junior Secondary and Senior Secondary School. Then from then I go Beck's College.
St. Joseph's Junior and Senior as in convent?
Yeah, convent.
Wow, Esto Fidelian.
Idal Faithful.
I'm not a part of it. But it's a good thing. Okay. And you attended Beck's. What did you study at Beck's?
Business management.
Okay. When you were growing up, with whom were you living?
My stepmom.
Wow. Why were you living with your stepmom? Where was your mother and your father?
Because my mom and my dad not been there together, so my daddy been take me for many. But I grew up with my daddy. That time they in a be lecturer na Miltimagai College na Goderich. Then after that, then began for transfer na Poloko. So now him be the vice principal na Poloko Teachers College. So from there now, my stepmama at that time, na I grew up with say I don't big so like.
Mostly we have cases of stepmoms being very mean to their stepdaughters. How was your own stepmother treating you?
Well, actually, I have to thank God because she gave me a lot of experience. She made me be the woman I was supposed to be. If maybe na my mama been made me and my papa, maybe I should have been spoiled by now. But since I made me, at least I don't know it's not been in intention, but It make her be the decent woman wey I be today. It help greatly for make her be the decent woman wey I be today because e no ever slack me. It always dey make her dey do work. I dey to school after I dey go sell. Na maybe the men because me say mommy born triplets. Na maybe the men
Wow.
in picking them. Yes, that telling me that no be dey like, but putting e no be dey no. If you be dey no, I no say enough for be gree. But since e no be dey, myself na the only way that I know I dey able survive through my step mommy. I no go explain give me daddy wetin dey go on. So like I be the tote, I be the go sell, I dey make sure say I mend the pikin them fine, I dey carry the pikin and go school before ever me go school. I no be dey even get time for study.
So with all the things you had to do living with your stepmother, how did that affect your grades in school?
Well, like why be the go school? Because me I be them be say I smart, so I be the come up. You know I be get sense because my daddy is so clever.
Wow.
And yeah, it be dey teach me a lot from when I be small. Na only way they can transfer and go local. Na I left for many. So like when I left with my stepmommy, my grade begin drop in a school. But still I be the pass. But like 10 day I be the inside the first 5 and I did the inside the first 20 because I not really get time for study na class. Say at one time, my stepmommy be get for disown me, then pull me come on a house to me daddy, then tell me daddy no be there, it travel. Say he go na school all, he go tell this me company all, say how make them put, he don't come on a house, this and that.
So
much
disowning
about
you
me.
means something happened. What went wrong? What did you do? Or what
Well,
did she do?
Yes, well, waiting be happy because why be they go school, things be so difficult. I not really get enough lunch, so I be the balance go to my mama. So it's like in the field say because why they go to my mama, maybe I they go say something bad about her, or maybe I they go plan something bad against her. But not to say baby, you know, be they give me enough lunch because a convent. If you give me 2,000 for go and come and eat lunch,
And where
you
were
know
you
they do
living
for
then?
me.
Where was your address
Godrich.
then? Godrich. Okay,
Yes.
from Godrich to convent at
Yes,
Side State.
na total be the total self make me company. With the total. From what they sentence, we will told to join transport to come. We say na so for they do for the total. And at times, you know, I know they feel, I know they eat, I know they get enough food, even while they can house. At times, saying picking and they eat enough, I know they eat enough. So I can go to the normal and they give me some money for take care of myself. So for that day, it be get for vex. So once after we get examination. So this exam, I be really need for study. I didn't tell you for study for sit care. So you know, I say we need for do group studies. He say no, he need me for do housework. He need me for sell and everything. Myself, I not green. Now call me daddy, tell me daddy. So all that extension dinner in mind for me. So like 10 being carried now once of 10. I can meet up with somebody will be nice, one nice guy.
Can't get boyfriend.
Yes. So this guy, like if you don't tell me he wants me, but I not be the encourage him because I take cancer, I afraid my stepmommy. But since they don't stop me that I left for go see my mama because we let me complain to my daddy been stop me, say you no need for they do that and they make you man feel say you want do I'm bad. I say okay, I stop. So means I not get nobody where they give me money. You know, if even if my daddy counts money left and get, they give me all. So Miss everything I do now, they have to encourage his boyfriend. Imagine, oh, I just did SS1, SS2. I was just 17, 18 years old at that time. So myself, I began encourage us small. We didn't do anything at first. So they give me lunch and everything. So they begin give me lunch now. They imagine, what's time they pull money? Why they get lunch? I don't need to make. I know they sell for again. I know they do again much work for them.
Oh yeah, so because you started earning some money, you
Yes,
stopped
on my
doing your
own.
house chores and all what you had
Yes,
to do for her.
yes. And I start for concentrate for my studies. So like from there now, it had to become well. And say, well, if me then a host, I'm not useful at the host, need not for like I did it. So I need for common. So me say every time I common at the host because they do I tell me daddy and but me daddy don't tell them day since me have been picking if you don't tell me say picking not get right over mama and I say not true and I still say me presence at the host they waiting self the woman because they still say the way where they go fine, you know, and everything. So if you don't tell me say I know go come out fine, I know go come out better. So I take as since me presence at the host the hamburger I might give them peace. So let me say come on. So anytime me say come on and me host I say okay. I go. I don't even need for money me daddy. So I come.
During that time, it must have been emotionally challenging for you, yeah? How did you overcome those? How did you still stay focused and stay put and know what you wanted?
So during that time day, what come day, this person will be take care of me. He can't travel. So we travel. My mommy said no get me mommy na just a petty trader. And I no wan go back to my stepmommy because then we don't split already. So like I can't travel, things was so difficult for me. I go there to paddy, few paddy them, but paddy business, that would be in company, all in things then they if self you didn't paddy us for long, maybe in family they're not going to take care of you and then picking at the same time. So it was so difficult from paddy to paddy. Now through that way they say I help myself, I support myself, I go school. Because that person meant to be there, if they can't travel. But we travel, if they support me, if they help me. Yeah. So now so we left the dating, I did the person married. So we married, we get for split. But then now at the college, I can't go college MEBX because I not be able to afford for go the FBC or other colleges. Now that be make I go MEBX. But still MEBX did great, something.
So who paid your tuition throughout MEBX?
Throughout MEBX now me auntie them, me mama in sister them, and now they help me small. At times when they can count things them and they help themselves because I don't get I be not sabi do the business now. And when they can get their own small business, I be they help them. Say I can do I say I want to be a fashion designer. I go they design me on the rest I go they sell. So I took by that day, I they pay me on fees. Then from then I become it up one white man. So this man now been to money as so safe every day. He be like me so much and if you are married me. But like the time I was so young, I be scared, I be afraid say I not being great for married to say I didn't travel go. But instead he helped me greatly through my education. So then can't travel go now and not to ten and I meet with this Chinese man.
Okay, hold it there. Ada, you are from a very poor background, yeah? I'll say you had a tough upbringing. But I'll say you were one lucky girl to have, people helping you here and there. And then you said you met a white guy here at Bintumani at some point who wanted to marry you, you rejected. Now you are married to a Chinese man, Mr. Yang. So tell us about that. How did you meet Mr. Yang?
Okay, so like that me boy.
Oh, and he is really an artist, a very rich one.
Okay, actually, I was very stressed at that time because my boyfriend, I caught my boyfriend with someone close to me. Yeah, so I was stressed and everything.
Don't tell me it was on Valentine's Day.
It was
because
on
that's when the bad things
Day,
happen.
50th Independence Anniversary.
Wow.
That was the time I caught him. So I never knew that something good is going to happen to me.
That's life.
And I used to stay home all day. My friends used to tell me, let's go out, let's go watch the show, let's go have fun, let's go for lectures. I said, no, I don't want to go because I don't want people to laugh at me. Because everyone knew I loved him so much and they knew what was going on and I was blind. I used to say, no, she's my friend and she's just,
all that
fighting.
Defense when those things start happening.
Yes. So, I was really angry and I stay home all day. So one day a friend of mine called me. She said, let's go to Bintumani and have dinner. I said, I'm not going anywhere. She said, please, let's just go. And then I just decided to go. I said, let me just go and take some fresh air. And then we came to the hotel. She introduced me to Hamza. And then Hamza was the guy who wanted to take her for dinner. Then we came, Hamza was here, the Chinese man was here, and he was looking at me like that. I was looking at him and I was thinking, I've seen him before, but I don't know. So
that was Mr. Yang.
Yeah, that was Mr. Yang. So, and then after that, he was looking at me taking photos. And then I asked, I said, why is it looking at me like that? I was scared. And then Hamza came up to me and said, he's my friend. He wanted to marry a black woman for over 20 years now.
Wow.
Yes, and he still haven't got one. And he said he likes you so much.
And there came the pretty actor.
Yes.
Wow, so that's how you met him on that
That's
day.
how I met him.
So let the story continue. How did things progress? How did you guys get married and all?
Okay. So like that day when we met, Hamza was telling me he's a good friend of mine. I said, so how do you know him? He said, he is a friend of mine from Beijing. I said, so what is he doing in Beijing? He don't know. How can you have a friend you don't know what he's doing in Beijing?
Were you scared at that point?
I was scared. He don't know, and then he confessed.
What were you thinking? Someone was gonna sell you?
Yes. And then he confessed. He said, "Okay, let me just say the truth. I met him on the way coming. I was drinking some tea at the back of the flight, and then he came to drink tea. We met, we talked in Chinese. He asked me, he said, short guy, African guy. He said, where are you going? And then he said, I'm going to Sierra Leone. He said, wow. He said, I'm going to Sierra Leone too. And then Hamza asked him, so what are you going to do? He said, I want to marry a black woman. He said, wow, so you're going all by yourself to marry a black woman? He said, no, I'm going with a lady called Maria to Cago. And then Hamza said,
Maria
wow.
to, as in Miss Sierra Leone 2009.
Yes.
Oh my days, it's all adding up.
And then Hamza said, wow, I saw Maria many times on TV. I just want to know her. And then my husband introduced Maria and Hamza. So they all came together. They stay at the same place, you know. And that day when I came, Hamza told me everything. And then he said, so the man wanted to marry a wife for like 20 years back. And he's been searching. He's been to many countries. He's been to more than 50 countries in the world.
Searching for one woman that he found, and that was you.
Yeah. And he was, you know, it was
So
that
after
day.
you met him, how long did it take for you guys to get married?
Well, when I met him that day, they left us. They said, okay, we are coming. We are going to have dinner. You two just spend some time together,
Yeah, to
because
get to know each
Maria
other.
wasn't there. And he was bored. He was alone, the Chinese man. So I stayed. I took him around. I took him to we watched movie. I took him to some place like the beach. I took him to some places, you know, for him to talk. Said since he's a tourist, maybe he wants to see places. And then something funny happened. You know, when I was taking him, you know, in Sierra Leone we have dirty places. You don't want people to see.
No, right?
We have the places that you don't want them to go. You say, oh no, that's it. Let's just go there. So, and he was, you know, he was happy to go everywhere. He forced himself to go, even when the kids are playing in the street. You see him forcing himself, playing football with the kids, play with old people. He will be talking to people. He tried to talk to people, you know, in action, in just a few Creole he knows, because he don't speak English and he only speaks Chinese. So
How was communication between you two?
just actions.
Wow. Till now you can understand Chinese and
Now.
you
Yes.
That's an interesting one.
So that day, I took him everywhere, and I found out that he's a good person. So I was attracted to him.
Okay.
I was really attracted to him that day. And we came back home. We met Maria, and then she said, wow, he talks so highly of you. He likes you so much. I said, thank you. And she said, he's a very good friend of mine. I brought him to this country because he wanted to look for a wife. He said, so please take good care of him. If you need anything, let me know. I said, okay, thank you. Because at that time, I don't know Maria. That was the first time, yeah. And then after that, I didn't go home. He didn't want me to go home. I stayed. And then the next day, I took him out. I took him to some places. We went to shopping. We went to the beach. We went to so many places. And then when we came back, he told Maria that he wants to see my parents.
Wow.
So yeah, he
I'm
sent
having
some
goosebumps.
people. So the next day he sent some people to see my parents, but my mother rejected. My mom was scared. She said, I don't know this stranger, and he doesn't speak English. What if something bad happened to you? And I understand she was worried about me. So I just balanced my mama.
You did?
Yes, and then I took him. We went to get married at registry.
That was like in less than how?
Like 3 days.
In 3 days. You met your husband in less than 3 days.
Yeah.
Well, he was your boyfriend, and then now you got married in less than 3 days.
Yes.
Well, honestly, what would you say is the reason why that happened?
I think one of the things is God, because the way it happened, I never got married before, and you know, I wasn't even worried that something is going to happen, because that day he was, the way I saw him, I thought he will be a good husband to me, and he won't hurt me. He will
So you
take me
think
very
it's
good.
destiny?
Yes, I just think it's destiny.
Okay.
You know,
So when you guys got married, when did you transfer, you relocate to China?
in 2 weeks, because I had to do my passport, I had to do my visa and go.
So in 2 weeks you left for China.
Yes.
Ha ha ha. Okay, this is Live Your Dreams. On Star Television, the program that inspires you to live your dreams and not give up in life, no matter the challenges you face. So for that, we bring to you stories of successful people who inspire you with their stories. We want to know about life in China with Ada, but that's going to come up after the break. Nene Ada Yang, Ada, is an internationally known celebrity. The world has seen snippets of her spectacular intercultural wedding in China to Yan Yang, a renowned Chinese landscape artist. From whirlwind romance to a spectacular star status wedding and beautiful baby, Ada is living a dream life. On faith, Ada chose to move thousands of worlds away from her African birthplace of Sierra Leone. Little did she know that she would someday be hosting diplomats, other distinguished guests, and honored friends in her new home. Because of Ada and Yan's unique marriage, outgoing personalities and talents, and philanthropy, they are a constant presence in the Chinese media. They have been the subject of countless television shows, internet posts, newspaper articles, and radio interviews. Ada is now seen all over Africa, Central and Latin America, the Caribbean, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the United States, as well as Asia. Anyone can see that their love is strong. Being the true humanitarian, she wants to help those less fortunate through charity. Ada, through her Quinak Foundation, donates to select organizations all over Africa, China, Europe, and the United States. Not surprisingly, Ada was particularly moved to take action when the Ebola virus epidemic took many lives of her native countrymen in Sierra Leone in 2015. The rest of the world watched in horror as Ebola claimed the lives of so many. The Quinak Foundation provided special hazmat outfits for those caring for Ebola patients. In addition, she provided food and other necessities for families quarantined and stranded unable to get food and supplies for daily living. Ada, along with the world, rejoices that Time magazine and other media outlets are reporting that Sierra Leone is free from Ebola. Ada is a true inspiration and role model to not just her siblings and other family members, but she also inspires women all over the world. Her fairy tale love story has done so much to change attitudes and give single women hope. Okay, those are just a few of Ada Yang's activities here, and now we're going to continue with the rest of the program as she's going to tell us how she came about with her Quinak Foundation, her life in China, all of it. Her son, yes, all of it. I'm so excited to talk about your Quinak Foundation, your life in China. Let's take it bit by bit. So when you moved to China in the 2 weeks period, what was it like being in a foreign land?
At first, it was really hard for me.
Before going to China, had you ever traveled out of Sierra Leone?
No.
It was your first time?
Yeah.
So how was it?
It was really difficult at first, but now it's okay. But really, it was difficult because of the weather
Your husband
condition.
is a very popular man.
Yes.
In
Yes.
and out of China.
Yes.
In China, I would say mostly.
Yes.
So how was it for you, being in a foreign land where your husband, whom you just met in like 2 weeks, is a very popular man?
Yeah, well, that was also part of the difficulties because I wasn't expecting that. When I went to China the first day, I was received by the China Central Television, the CCTV, and most artists, the Artist Union, and his friends, so many media, and most of the media, they are beautiful ladies. So, and the day we had a party, I appreciate them so much. And then the next day, my husband was painting. I was like, wow, his home is full of paintings, and he had this big table.
So you didn't know that about him?
I didn't know much about him. I knew he was an artist, you know. He
But you
does-
didn't know it was that big.
Yeah, that much. The next morning, I saw so many people taking videos of him painting, you know. And then it goes on like every day, every day. And then I was like, wow. And then the weather condition, the food, the culture, you know, the traditions and everything, the way they do things, what they are used to and what I'm used to, you know, the difference is so great. So what I did was I said to myself, what I need to do is to study the Chinese language, is to, you know, get close to the people, get used to the people and what they do, try to study their culture and do as they do, eat what they eat, and
So
be
you were
close
trying
to
to
them.
make China a home.
Home. Yes, so that's what I did. So after some time, I did the paintings with my husband, and people said, "Wow, this was really good."
Of course, I was with you on the Jimmy B show when you
Yeah.
hosted. You said painting was not something you had interest in.
No,
So how come you are now a painter? You're into it. You're an artist.
because you know my husband. When you see his paintings, you will love them so much. But when you see where he paints, you know you get inspired. You just want to go and paint. You just want to take the brush because his expression, the way he makes his face.
So he's the
and
one
everything.
who taught you how to paint.
Yes, yes,
And now you do it well. Your paintings are also selling.
yes.
And you've been contributing positively to Sierra Leone, like you
Yes.
gave $300,000
Yes.
as part of the Ebola fight.
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive. Now let's talk about Queen Nak Foundation.
Foundation. Okay.
Why did you come about with it?
Yeah, because I knew how it feels to be, you know, to go through a lot. Most times when I come to Sierra Leone, I feel so sorry for the people. Sometimes it's difficult for them to, even when they try, it's still difficult for them to have enough. I just feel like I have enough. God gave me enough, you know, and I appreciate it. I just want to help people. Most times when I come here, I just, you know, sometimes I'll just say, okay, let's just go to Kube and donate 10 bags of rice. Okay, let's just go to this place and help 100 kids. You know, that's what I normally do. So one day my friends call me and say, Ida, you need to have your own foundation because it's as if you love to help people. If you have your foundation, maybe in the future, you can do even more and people can support you. I said, okay, let me do the foundation, and I did the launching of the foundation. You was the one that hosted it for me.
And that was
And
my
thank
pleasure.
you for that.
Awesome. You're welcome.
Okay, so I launched the foundation. When I went back to China, most people were buying my painting. If, for example, I say I want to help these kids, Chinese kids, they will sell my painting, they will auction the painting, and then we use the money and donate. Most times. So that's how it happened for the Ebola. We had the charity event. I sold my paintings, my husband's paintings, our books, you know, our shopping bags, my designs, because I have my own brand,
Wow.
Queen Luxury. Yes, so I sold my own things, and then that's how we raised up money to help through the Ebola.
Earlier on in the interview, you mentioned that your stepmom kept telling you you weren't going to prosper. How
Yeah.
did that affect you, your thoughts in growing up? And how do you reflect back on it now that you are a very successful woman?
Yeah, well, I was thinking I wasn't going to be somebody, especially when I know she needs me in the kitchen, she needs me to do a lot of work and everything. So I used to think that maybe I won't make it, you know, like others. I wasn't even thinking like I'm going to have a very good job one day in Sierra Leone. I wasn't thinking that way. So now that things happen this way, I think God is good and He have plans for everyone. No matter how you try or try to do something or whatever, God already have plans for us, and it's by His will that things are happening.
So at that point in your life, what were you thinking of yourself? What did you think your future would be? What were you thinking of being?
It was difficult to think because at some point you think you'll become a fashion designer, and then you will think I don't have something to start or someone to support me. sometimes you'll think I'll become an accountant, but at some point you also think something is drawing you back. It's as if things wasn't really clear for me. I was just thinking I won't make it.
And then here you
Yeah.
are now, very
Yeah.
successful to the glory of God.
Yeah,
Thanks to God for your
thanks
life.
to God.
You have a popular nickname in China, that's the Angel of Peace.
Yes.
How did you come about getting that name?
Yeah, well, because in China I used to do the International Cultural Festival, wherein I do all countries, bring them together. We do booths. Every country have their own booth. We give them booths for them to display their country culture and everything, to showcase their culture. And then we do like fashion show for each model will represent their country. They will come on stage with their country costumes and show to the public what they have in their countries. We'll show videos, and then people will sell food, and then we'll have competitions, and then we will have like opening ceremony. We are in the Chinese. We'll have someone from the Chinese government who will come, and then from the embassies they will be there to do the opening ceremony. So like people know what I do is bringing foreigners and Chinese together. Why I do that is because most times when foreigners go to China, they find it difficult because of the language barrier, because of the cultures, traditions. They have their own world. So by doing this, we are making it possible for them to know that Chinese people are also nice people. They are lovely people. It's just the language. If you learn their language, you learn their culture, you can be friends. Because most times Chinese people think that we are looking low upon them because they are not black and they are not white. Yeah, they think they are fade or something else. So we just want them to know that, and most times we think they are treating us bad. No, they are just scared that foreigners don't like them. That is about, and when they know that you like them, they will love you so much and they will support you.
So in China, what do you do? Are you a housewife or do you have a job?
I'm a housewife. I'm a painter. I do because my husband have his own studio, his own art galleries, wherein we do our paintings and people are there to sell. Most times collectors will come to collect our paintings to put them in their own business places, hotels and other things. And I do my own design and I do the events. So because of these events, they call me the Angel of Peace because I always try to bring Chinese and foreigners close. Yes, so I do my own design. I have my brand. I do my donations, and then I do my event, and then I take care of my family. I have a son. I have a
How
cute
old is he
son.
now?
He's 3 years old.
What's his name?
His name is Yang Heping.
Okay, I'll learn
It
that
means peace. Heping means peace.
Yang.
Like we have to be peaceful.
Wow,
That's why I give him the name Peace.
that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, Ada, as we round up, what would you say is the secret behind your success?
Yeah, I think first of all is God Almighty, and secondly, my mom, because my mom is that kind of typical African woman. She loves and respects her husband so much, even when things are not going on well with my husband and her. But she's still there waiting for my father to come. So she loves her husband. She always respects people, and she's so kind. So I believe the blessings of my mom is following me. And then thirdly is me myself. That is the major secret. I know how to take care of my husband and I appreciate him. I don't look at, most people say he's old and he's a Chinese. I'm not being racist. He's not old as long as he loves me, because I was looking for someone who could love me. I thought I won't have someone who will love me, so
And God bless you with one.
yes, with one who will love me. So I appreciate him for loving me. And they have so many Chinese ladies who are falling for him. They want him to marry them, but he left them and came to me. I have to appreciate him for that. I have to calm down, take care of my home. Whatever he wants, I have to do. We might have our own misunderstandings, yes, for sure, but I always respect my husband and I appreciate him coming to my life. And that is the biggest secret, is me myself being humble.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
take that word humility. Now I
Yes.
have the last question for you.
Okay.
To those people who are presently suffering, those other young people who are in the stage you were once before, when life was so difficult for you, there was nowhere you could turn, you had someone suppressing you, those who are in that situation now, what would be your message to them?
Well, for them, I love them so much, and I know the reason why things happen that way. Sometimes it's not their fault. Most people, for you to see someone help them, give them food, I appreciate them so much because they helped me greatly to be what I am today. So, what I just have to say to them is never look low upon your friends. You never know what she'll be in the future, and maybe one day she's gonna be the one to rescue you. So, whatever our friends do to us, let's just take it as like just like that, just let it go. If I've done something wrong to my friends before, please forgive me. And I don't have anything bad for my friends, and I just want them to know that if you meet someone in life, someone good, someone, you don't have to say this person is cute or handsome, I have to be with you because you're cute or handsome, or because you have money to give to me. No. And I don't want you to think it's because of the money he's giving to me, that's why I'm staying with him. No. If he was treating me badly, I'll come back to Sierra Leone. But if you meet someone good in life, you have to appreciate them, and calm down. You have to be humble. And then you say one man know the flop box, but me only the flop box. Why? Because I want
Definitely.
I appreciate me box sign day. I know one big box. So please, ladies, okay?
Now, Ada, finally, before I let you go, there are other people, young people, who are in the position you were once before, where it seemed all was lost. There was no one there to motivate and inspire you, and people were pulling you down. Those who are in that same situation right now, what would you say to them? What would you say to them?
Well, I just want to say to them that all shouldn't be lost. All is not lost. They should have faith in God. Because I was feeling all is lost. No, it's not lost. You have to have faith in God. Whatever people do to you, don't worry about them. Just keep praying to God and be humble. Be yourself. Do hard work. Just continue the hard work. And don't compare yourself with others. Even when people are trying to pull you down, you just have faith in God. Believe it's going to happen one day. And when it happens, embrace it, appreciate it. Don't let anyone take it away from you.
Thank you very much, dear, for being a part of the program. Your story is inspiring, and I'm sure it has inspired a lot of other people. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you've heard it all from Ada Young. She's told us her story, and one key word I took from it is humility. Be humble. Yeah, even the Bible and the Quran, it talks to us about being humble. It can take you a very, very long way. And no matter how choke it seems it is, how compressed you think the walls of life are getting in on you, don't give up then. Because just when you think you're taking your last breath, that's when things turn around for the good, for the better, and for the best. So don't give up on your dreams, yeah? Pursue. Aspire to achieve and accomplish and fulfill what you set out to get. Live your dreams. I am Phebean Swill. Thank you for staying with us. I hope you've been inspired.